Karachi's local government and mayor in 2001, while the LDA and MDA were abolished. KDA was later placed under the direct control of the government of Sindh in 2011. The LDA and MDA were also revived by the Pakistan People's Party government at the time, allegedly to patronize their electoral allies and voting banks. City planning in Karachi, therefore, is not locally directed but is instead controlled at the provincial level. Each district municipal corporation regulate land use in developed areas, while the Sindh Building Control Authority ensures that building construction is in accordance with building and town planning regulations. Cantonment areas and the Defence Housing Authority are administered and planned by the military. Municipal services. Water. Municipal water supplies are managed by the Karachi Water and Sewerage Board, Kilowatt and SB, which supplies 640 million gallons daily, MGD, to the city, excluding the city's steel mills and port casein, of which 440 MGD are filtered forward/treated. Most of the supply comes from the Indus River, and 90 MGD from the Hub Dam. Karachi's water supply is transported to the city through a complex network of canals, conduits, and siphons, with the aid of pumping and filtration stations. 80% of Karachi households have access to piped water as of 2022, with private water tankers supplying much of the water required in informal settlements. 15% of residents in a 2022 survey rated their water supply as bad or very bad, while 40% expressed concern at the stability of water supply. By 2022, an estimated 35,000 people were dying due to waterborne diseases annually. The K4 water project is under development at a cost of $876 million. It would connect Kinjar Lake to Karachi, hence eradicating water scarcity in eastern and northern parts of the city. It is expected to supply 650 million gallons daily of potable water to the city, the first phase 260 million gallons upon completion. Desalination plants are also planned to be built on Arabian Sea coast on western side of Karachi in near future. These would resolve water scarcity issues in western parts of the city including site area, Shashar and Oranjai town. Sanitation. 98% of Karachi's households are connected to the city's underground public sewerage system, largely operated by the Karachi Water and Sewerage Board, Kilowatt and SB. The Kilowatt and SB operates 150 pumping stations, 25 bulk reservoirs, over 10,000 kilometers of pipes, and 250,000 manholes. The city generates approximately 472 million gallons daily, MGD, of sewage, of which 417 MGD are discharged without treatment. Kilowatt and SB has the optimum capacity to treat up to 150 MGD of sewage, but uses only about 50 MGD of this capacity. 3 treatment plants are available, inside town, Gutta Bagicha, Mehmudabad, and Moraipa. 75% reported in 2022 that Karachi's drainage system overflows or backs up, the highest percentage of all major Pakistani cities. Parts of the city's drainage system overflow on average 7 times per month, flooding some city streets. Households in Oranjai self-organized to set up their own sewerage system under the Oranjai Pilot Project, a community service organization founded in 1980. 90% of Oranjai streets are now connected to a sewer system built by local residents under the Oranjai Pilot Project. Residents of individual streets bear the cost of sewerage pipes, and provide volunteer labor to lay the pipe. Residents also maintain the sewer pipes, while the city municipal administration has built several primary and secondary pipes for the network. As a result of OPP, 96% of Orangi residents have access to a latrine. The signed Solid Waste Management Board, SSWMB, is responsible for the collection and disposal of solid waste, not only in Karachi but throughout the whole province. Karachi has the highest percentage of residents in Pakistan who report that their streets are never cleaned. 42% of residents in Karachi report their streets are never cleaned, compared to 10% of residents in Lahore. Only 17% of Karachi residents reporting daily street cleaning, compared to 45% in Lahore. 69% of Karachi residents rely on private garbage collection services, with only 15% relying on municipal garbage collection services. 53% of Karachi residents in a 2022 survey reported that the state of their neighborhood's cleanliness was either bad or very bad, compared to 35% in Lahore and 16% in Multan. Electricity. The one and only electricity providing company in Karachi is K Electric. It was government-owned but was privatized in 2019. Government still has some shares. However, HUBCO is an independent power producer, IPP, that owns few major power plants. Karachi mostly gets electricity from oil, gas and coal power plants established either on Western Coastline or Port Qasim Industrial Zone. Most recently built coal power plants were the 1,320 MW Port Qasim power plant and the 1,320 MW Hub coal power plant. 3 nuclear power plants on Western Coastline, namely Kanab, K1, K2, K3, also feed Karachi. Jimpa, a nearby town, has wind power plants of more than 1,000 MW. This capacity is going to increase in future expansions. Solar parks are envisioned to be established on Western Coastline having a starting generation of 1,000 MW. 75% of Karachi receives uninterrupted power supply almost throughout the year. 25% areas including industrial areas suffer with up to 6 hours of power outages every day due to energy generation deficit. Power outages increase further in peak summer and monsoon season, May to August. Many slums and unregulated areas are not yet electrified, hence they indulge in electricity theft, which is locally called Kunda system. Police, ambulance, firefighting. Police is under the control of provincial government and city government has no authority over it. Ambulance is run by private hospitals or NGOs, the most famous of which are EDHI, Kaipar and JDC. Firefighting is under control of local government and has enough firefighters and vehicles to work quickly during fire.
Yes, my camcorder is out of power. Now it crashed again. So I cannot continue reading because now this is crashing. It's not stopping the ride, so I need to read all this. Needing to read all this. And there's no way I can jump back. So I could do nothing about it. So it's 11:30. I need a break and I will start to upload this. I will make a video about this city in my Danish language, about India, because this is a big city, 20 million people close to India, like Dhaka in Bangladesh.